we've seen also Dignitas in a bit of a different light, and that was where none of them had been able to play that well. None of them showed up on the pedestal. And the Flames so far are abusing the fact that the Dignitas side is not able to hit many shots when they go for those straight duels. They simply lose them outright. Not to mention that, I would point out that Halzerk needs to be on point today, and absolutely even better if it's possible. Like, if he's going to be missing those shots with the op, it's going to be a waste of economy, and we all know how economy works for the CTs. In any case, so far, the Flames, smart, passive. They're playing an anti-eco strat, and they know exactly how to deal with it.
Yeah, it just basically goes to show the experience they have on this map overall, right? Like, they know how to play overpass, and they've done their homework. They knew they were going to be playing this. So, they've checked out some of the Dignitas' demos as of recent. How did their coach do that same as well? But, well, let's see what can they do here. What are the, how is that going to continue in these? Because this round probably not going to turn out to be too much of anything, but he definitely is going to try and make it out to be something. Just to watch out for the timing, because here's that smoke, and here's Zyphon. Next head collector in that T side, and now get the A side. Let's put these CTs in a bit of a retake position. Smoke's down as well, so there's no real way in, and especially not now. It's just Freiberg, it's Holzerk. These two. Yeah, they've got the pistols, yeah, so you can get a headshot, sure. Anything more than that, as soon as they spot you, it's game over. It's going to be done for them.
It's an eco, right? We have to give them the benefit of the doubt here, and absolutely, as I said, Dignitas, as long as they'll put their minds to it, and we see Lekro Heap show up, Holzerk hit those initial shots. I'm eager to see, well, I could easily see this going into a very prolonged battle, even perhaps OT and such. So far, unfortunately, it's not the luckiest of starts. It's going to be another gun round. This is the third one, or the fourth. No, it's the third one, or fourth one. Wait, I'm trying to calculate now. I think it's the third one, like a proper third at least. Tech pause going to be called, though. So we are going to be going into a short intermission. I will try to find out what the... Oh, okay. So we have a personal issue of one of the players of the Flames, so we'll have to wait. Hopefully nothing is too serious. So whilst we have this downtime, Nexus... Going into the semifinals, like if we overview the bracket and if we overview yesterday's quarterfinals matches, Dignitas, we saw them, well, us two had the chance to cast them against Inde Irae. They struggled. I think we can safely say they struggled quite a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely didn't look like they're the more expected version of themselves. They did have a slow start on the first map as well. They had to come back from an 11-4 half. I mean, yeah, it's doable. It was easy. They did it. But it still didn't really give us the sort of a Dignitas that we're more or less expecting in that match. Throughout the best of three, yes, they did begin to show up a bit more. But they did have their quiet periods as well. As for the Copenhagen Flames, they're more of a consistent team that they're going to try and punish you for everything you do. And they've also got their own systems and how to make you make those mistakes, right? So those are the sort of things you really got to watch out for.
That's actually a very beautiful notion you bring up. It's Copenhagen Flames that have been, part of this top-tier scene for a little while now. They've really shown up in the past, as we mentioned in the pregame. They've had some amazing results, and certainly the sky's the limit and all that. But they're the ones that make you make those mistakes, right? Their play style, their approach to the round is what really forces their opponents to be perhaps more reactive at times. But that's what they're counting on. That's what they want you to do, it seems like. They want you to be that peak, or they want you to take that peak because they know even if they lose a player, they'll have a standby on that refrag, and immediately you can see that in almost every single round. Rarely does a player go alone into a scenario where there's no refrag possible, or otherwise there's no control over the situation. Lekro right now on the angle. It's going to be Roy going into that smoke. A little bit of a gap abused by Lekro. Well done. He pulls back into the safety of toilets, and now the question remains. The Flames, they've got 4 on the table. 30 seconds to go. The B hit will come through. 3 players to defend. Dignitas, they need another entry to secure almost certainly a round. And let's see if that's possible. Oh, good shot on Zyphon. And there goes Forrest to finish it off. Hooksy replies. Still going to be a 4v3. 2 on the defense of B. 1 coming through CT, but it's going to be Forrest that holds the line. And I believe they've just done it. No more time to play around with. The round is gone.
Yeah, the best thing to do is fake that bomb plant, but at the same time, just being spammed to show that answers round, and Dignitas will lose his life, be the last man go down. However, look at the money Copenhagen Flames have amassed in the first 6 rounds. It's insane. Like, they had one player at 16,000 at the start of this. They can just drop Dignitas Nop, easy peasy, Hooksy. Now, if that 6k still and everyone else still around that same area besides Roy. But all of them, they're in a really good position here. So for Dignitas, it doesn't get any easier just by winning that one round. It has to be consistency, round after round, back to back. And until you get those, you're not really in the game. You can sure contest a few of these rounds, but you're going to be way behind this Copenhagen Flames side. Be the start of this one as well here. Short control taken, or more or less given, but Lekra will punish. Good wallbang. As Jabby down, he's the man who often lurks towards that short position, so now that he's down, Dignitas got to make sure, okay, no one else there, nope. Nothing else to do for the T side, at least not yet, but Halzer has to watch out as well, because here's the monster Roy coming in with his AK. And he's got him as well, he knows where he is, but his spray is not good enough. Thankfully, Zyphon comes around to the rescue, but now up next to be dealt with is going to be Heap.
Well done by Heap. The reply was much needed one, and he takes Dignitas as well. There you have it, delivered by Lekro likewise on the opposite side, on site itself, and all of a sudden the odds start to bump up quite a little bit, and don't get fooled by Dignitas's 40% win rate out of 10 maps. So, 4 wins, 6 losses, not exactly the greatest, but they are a team that can go absolutely against those numbers and show us and show everybody else why they are in this semifinals position. Right now, Heap with a double, Lekro with a double, and a great start for Dignitas to bounce back from this early loss. 5 rounds is not a lot. They can easily make it 5-5 and then take away the lead as well. Something they've done splendidly yesterday in comparison on Vertigo against Indeirae, losing the half 4-11, only to bounce back, give only 1 round, the rest going to their side. Freiburg finishes it off. And that will be 4 survivors. You mentioned economy previously for the Flames, 16,000 on Hooksy. Yes. Well, now it's starting to be the same. Well, I'll rephrase that. It's not being the same, but they're starting to get a little bit of bank on Dignitas, that is. So if they're able to keep 3 or 4 survivors again in the following, in the up and coming moment round, whatever, they'll be looking pretty cool as well. Cool as a cucumber. Oh, exactly. He's gonna peek con, eh? Halzer, that is. Yep.
Tried. Also as well, Naya had a greatest of starts 1-6 if I saw that correctly, so definitely not the start he was hoping for, but a few others on the side of Dignitas are making up for that, and good stuff as well. They're getting a tag of the forest now. But Roy is gonna be looking for one. He's gonna be giving a chance towards A, but when does he realize he's actually up this high already? He's waiting, but there it is. The push punish. That's the Hoyless player completely down and out now as well. Thing is, you got to make some sort of a rotation soon enough to try to make up for that as well.
Can they work against their own numbers? That's the question now, right? The numbers don't lie, some would say. And certainly not always, but this is going to be a tough one. Lekro, mini boost over that small gap, trying to spot if somebody's potentially crossing through con. Entry, of course. The Flames looking like it's going to be a B split. I like the idea here. They don't seem to have one too many smokes at the ready. Like I would imagine a smoke into heaven and a smoke into graffiti. Perhaps a molly onto water. Oh, Forest, there we go. There's the reply. That's what they needed. Freiburg, the secondary through the smoke as well. That's going to be perfect. Zyphon replies himself, but unfortunately Zyphon is going to get a double. They know there's a player in water as well. That's Freiburg. He's in trouble, runs out of bullets, and Dignitas delivers. 11 seconds, though, is the timeline is starting to shrink even further. Halzer with the AWP, takes the shot and hits it. You could see how well-timed that was. Dignitas does get no chance to plant. And Halzer, I mentioned that he has to deliver. He has to be on point today. He is at least saving already one of the rounds, and that's what matters. impact in rounds. And in this case, 2 kills. You mentioned 1-6 previously. Yes, it's not a lot, and I agree. It's not going to be enough in the end of the match. But to be able to win rounds like this, even with 1 kill, that's where it comes down. That's what it comes down to. 5-4, and Dignitas now 1 away from tying it up. As I said, they can quickly bounce back, and they're doing so exactly.
Yeah, they're bringing it back as well. If they win this, not only do they tie things up, but it's also got to take care of the economy that is left over on Copenhagen Flames that's now seeming to run out as well. 1 round at a time, that's how you got to do it. It starts things off by Roy getting that first kill, but I love the way they're getting this map control here. So no fear, they're getting ahead of Copenhagen Flames and in from Monster already. They know if you want to go towards short, you're going to reveal your position. It's more likely than not, Javi is already there. With the way this game has gone on so far, and there you are, but in they go though, T-side. The plays towards A, but you gotta watch out for that flank, and with a minute left, that could be the round saving play as well.
I agree, man. Forest, Freiburg, the duo, the deadly duo, the legendary duo, the major duo. These 2 guys, if anybody can make a difference, it's them. But Lekro has to stay alive a little bit longer. Heap as well. Lekro gets tagged and bagged. Roy finds that kill. Heap is burning alive and he's blinded. He doesn't know what's happening around him. Behind is incoming Freiburg as he's not able to prevent the plant. Neither is he even able to get a frag. As Forrest does get 1, saves the op potentially from the dead cold hands of Halzerk. But the round has already been decided now. Forrest, he has no business trying to solve it. He can only save himself and his weapon. And unfortunately, statistics in this case do come through. That 20% chance of winning the round after losing an entry is still there for Dignitas and ever present. And Halzerk was the first to die with the op, which I would say is the worst case scenario when you lose an opera like that. When you lose that mighty weapon that can hold down angles on its own, you allow that freedom to Copenhagen Flames to all of a sudden flourish. Because as soon as they know, okay, the op is out of commission, we can be a lot more aggressive. We can try many more aggressive opportunities, or at least take them, because there's no one-click wonder, right? You don't get punished for... you don't get easily punished. The AKs, they are dangerous, and the M4s as well, but it takes a few more bullets usually, unless it's a headshot, which is not always the resident choice. In any case, what is this little bit of a stack towards balloons? But is it really working? Well, so far it's not bad.
Okay.
Wow. That's actually... I'm kind of split on this one.
A lot of damage.
Yeah.
A surprising amount of it, but it ends there. Javi, he's just the gremlin towards short. He's always there. You can't get rid of him, not that easily, so... Still expecting yet another one. That's got to be the next round for the Copenhagen Flames. So now they have avoided the reset that they were so close to. As we enter round up 12 again. This is brought to you guys by, or in partner by Pinnacle. So if you guys want to go ahead and check them out, go ahead and do so. Use the code Malta21 when signing up as well. Now, well, the big issue here for the CT side of Dignitas is going to be that economy. So if they want to have a chance to come back, that would be the way to do it. Win this round. Deny that T side of anything. But see how this is going to turn out now. It's going to be a bit of a tag towards shot for the CTs and the Cs alike. In they go, though. Javi still good for 1, but his teammate is traded as well. Gives control towards Dignitas, and now comes Zypher as well in from Connector. Trying to bring it back in control of that T side, but that smoke is well timed.
My VMix crashed. It's back, it's back. Okay, sorry there. My VMix for some reason decided to lag out a little bit. Yeah, again, we see the Flames get themselves, a bit of a tough situation, or get into a bit of a tough situation. I would dare say right now with this attempt towards B, with only 2 players defending, especially Heap's position is a little bit worrisome. If Freiburg falls, yep, Heap is wide open. He does get the drop on Zyphon. Or Zyphon. Oh, heap. Yeah, he can't survive any longer. Dignitas is expecting Lekro in heaven. Now down to Holzerk it goes, the hero. He has to save the round here by at least finding the first frag to then try and somehow deliver the 1v1. But this is going to be very hard with the op especially. And no smoke.
Yeah, Roy as well, he's got to spot the op.
Yeah. He knows.
Yeah. The best thing you can do is go for the wallbang there. Oh, we're trying to find Nikidol soon enough, but select your fights carefully because Roy does not care. A man with no chill. Collecting a frag at 14, and so far he's stepping up to be what we mentioned. The biggest part of the Copenhagen Flames side, coming in clutch when he needs to. But he's not holding the spotlight alone, because Zyphon and the entire team is there as well. And that's what's given them this sort of a lead so far. But, you know what, maybe there's still a chance for Dignitas. It could have started with the Deagles, that's very popular with them. Around the circles they go around, apparently. So, see if they can get themselves towards that 5th with just these pistols. Or maybe they can just take away a few weapons, keep that T-side economy as modest as possible for the last few rounds, and maybe even make them go down to some SMGs in the last one if possible. This is essentially the prelude to that one.
Well, I mean, 5 rounds would be a much needed choice here for Dignitas. Well, choice. Take, if you will. Hooksy, again, he's a little bit isolated. I was speaking earlier about how the Flames do not like to put players into positions where they don't really have much control over. But the fact that he's made it this far tells you the story that is so far, you know, the Flames. They get aggressive.
They might not check Forest.
Nope, they won't. No, they will. They will. Roy, he should be pointing out the fact that he didn't check Forest. What? Where is the check? I thought they, you know, the idea was there, but they actually don't go for it. 38 seconds, and the Flames now have to make a decision. Do they go commit to it or rotate back towards B? They have the time still.
Oh, they're going to slow down and hope the CTs are going to make the rotations as well, but hey, there you have it. They are going down towards that B site, and the CTs, they've read this perfectly as well. Looking at it, you've got every single one of the CTs here. He first contact, Deagle's out there, and we know how good he is, but first shot is going to be missing, and Jabby takes your 2 now for the 3rd as well. Oh, cleans up the round. Does it with style in a way that only he could.
Unfortunate. Really unfortunate here. 9-4 as Copenhagen Flames steal away the first half basically underneath Dignitas, and this is the map pick of the Flames. To just kind of put it into perspective, the difference is almost a 40% win rate success at 81 for Flames, 40 for Dignitas. You know, that's a margin you cannot ignore. Not to mention that the Flames on their T side are statistically less successful than their CT, so we should be expecting an even bigger bump in winning for the Flames once we switch the sides. Whilst for Dignitas, it is supposedly the CT side where they excel at, and unfortunately we're not seeing much of that, much like yesterday, right? It's what we kind of were insinuating after seeing that first map of Vertigo, having a horrible T start. Now they find themselves, again, like on Ancient, on the CT to be losing it, and heavily so. In any case, a bit of a rag and tag moment in toilets, whilst there's going to be a double monster push. I like the idea, spotted by Yabi. And Mr. Yabi is still going to get Freiburg, though the refrag is almost instantaneous. Forrest is there to deliver, but oh boy, he's about to be caught, isn't he? Oh, he's getting away. Ooh,
that gives them the info.
They know.
Yeah, they can now confidently go towards B. Take care of this one man at the bomb side, that's it. But it is Forrest, the legend of the game. And he's going to have to now show up what he can do, but it's not too great. Instead, it's Lekro now. He's got to try and save his teammate. And the first kill now found as well. A slight chance. Molly as well down towards Hell, but at East side. Then have managed to get that bomb down. That's all that matters. Now to play the after plant. No utility to speak of anymore. All that has been used, and here come the CT side by Force as well as Lekro knocks down the first two. Is on to Hooksy. The IGL, the man who is leading this team and now needs to do so with example. CT players there moving in.
My VMix doesn't work again.
Oh, unfortunately, the same for me as well here.
Yeah, my VMix decided to drop.
So at this point, the round should have come to a conclusion at this point. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm back. For some reason, we are having some tech issues. We'll try to resolve them as we go, people. We do apologize about that. And yeah, we kind of knew that it was going to go to Dignitas. That moment from Lekro with the double was pretty much a confirmation of what we knew in Hooksy. 1v3, even with the bomb plant, it would be hard to imagine how he pulls off that hat trick. He hasn't been the man to look out for in this first map so far. He's been good, but you know, he's not been Roy good. In any case, in Con Zyphon, he's going to get the drop on Lekro. That's a problem now. The isolation of a single player for the CTs has always been an issue, and Dignitas, especially losing an entry, is not something they're keen on being able to fix, as Heap is pushing long. This is a problem, because if he's checked properly, never mind, Nikodos with his back turned. That's a lucky draw there. On short control by Hooks, he's not going to come through. Yabi close range, but Forrest replies. That is a win-win scenario for Dignitas now. They take the lead in the numbers of players alive. But Roy, so quick to push out of Monster. A 2v2, 58 seconds. Time is still on the side of the Flames. They don't need to...
That's a good one.
Overextend, but yeah, that's a great nade. Oh no, Halzerk misses the shot, didn't wait for his teammate. And now Heap again, 1v2. Can he clutch this? The last round of the first half.
First of all, needs to be ready for Roy here, which he is, and that's the first. Here's the swing, but he's got his knife out. Switching to his nades. As Zyphon swings, he's not going to miss that chance presented. Securing a double digit for the Flames in the first half alone, which puts up a statement of they're here to win. And with a start like this, who knows how long it'll be, but Dignitas, it is their T side now. It is one that usually they have a few more struggles on than their CT side. That slow start definitely doesn't help them, but it doesn't mean they're out of it just yet. We know the peak these individuals have. Now we just need to see that as well here. They are going to have a bit more freedom if they want. They can play freeform. They can try and end the Copenhagen Flames in their playstyle. But the statistics is always, even if you get an entry, Copenhagen Flames, they're more likely than not to recover from that.
Yep.
Those are the big issues here. So it's one wall after another you got to climb here if you are Dignitas. The first one as well, that's Roy. Look at the clean taps as well. 18 kills now as he starts the second pistol with 2 quick headshots.
And Dignitas, as I said, their T side is far worse than that of the CT. The difference in the statistics, if somebody wants to hear it, 41% to 58%. The Flames are even better as the CTs by the numbers. And certainly right now, Roy proves that. Quick 2, as you said, quick clean shots. He's already pushed deep into Con as well, meaning there's a lot of info that the Flames have, and they will know this is B. They've checked out long, they've checked out toilets, and they now know, cool, nobody in party, nobody in fountain. We now know what's coming our way. It's a B push. Yavi finds one, a second for Zyphon, and there is no reply from the rest remaining. Forrest and Freiberg will fall. With that, the pistol, and the Flames take the second pistol, as they lost the first to open up the map. They don't really care. At 10-5, they bounce back. They will make it look easy almost. And this is where trouble is on the horizon for Dignitas. Map 1 is now endangered, basically. At Halzerk as well, at 3 frags. I did say, he's the one that has to step up when he goes for those ops, or when he goes for the AWP. That's $4,700. That is invested just into the weapon. If he has Kevlar, you know, add an additional 650 at the bare minimum. That's a lot of money that you're buying into a player that's not delivering his much-needed numbers. And in this case, the Flames, as I said, they get free roam across the map as the T's. Is the same going to repeat itself here on our second half? I don't know, but we're about to find out, as it is a full eco. Dignitas aware that if they were to force, they pretty much might as well say goodbye to the round itself and potentially the map. Well, let me rephrase that. Not the round itself, but you know, if you force up, you risk basically an additional 1-2 rounds afterwards to go through your opponents, and good luck, you know, trying to bounce back from that mistake. Good start.
Now Dignitas pistols walking into what is majority rifles on the A site as well. Is going to turn out about as expected, as well as you'd think, because here's the last man. It's all going down before you even get a chance. So, CTs try to keep it clean while letting one man flank. It is Siphon. It is an MP not in close range. Keeping it clean, all 5 to stay alive, and this could be a bit of an issue here. Remember the first 6 rounds in the first half where Copenhagen Flames, they managed to get about $10,000 each? That's got to be a problem if they get even a similar or even somewhat similar on the CT side here.
It is true, yeah. It is true that the economy buff and the economy difference for the Flames is going to give them a cozy little bit to lie on, even if they fail in a round or 2. But it's the gun round that matters now. And Dignitas, they've decided it is time to win. I mean, I hope they've decided that, because otherwise, you know, this is not only 13-14, it's most likely the map itself. I'm having a hard time imagining how Dignitas bounce back from a potential 15-5 disadvantage, or 5-15, however you want to call it. And long control into toilets. They've got a little bit of a, how to say, unusual approach. Usually would have at least one towards party fountain, so he pushes in through that main entry, and you've got a bit of a duo thing going on with the checks of the corners. But they're being very careful. They're making sure that they get all their checks and balances in order. Close range with the MP9s, 2 players, iPhone Yabi. This flash could be worth 2 or 3 players. Let's see for certain. Oh boy, I love this setup. This is actually going to be a perfect anti-strat for what Dignitas is trying to do. They're going to be pushing through long, but 2 players through short, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to do much. Lekro does hear Yabi. Close range. Does he check him? The answer is, yes, he does. Well, it's Heap that gets him still lucky to get at least one. Oh, Zyphon, though. Bounces out of doors, gets one, no more than that. Roy J replies, but the loss right now better on the side of the Flames, and Dignitas are getting away with it. Hooksy, the last player alive, 1v3. Does not prevent the plant, and most likely the round will have to be forfeit, as it is. Dignitas, oof, that important frag on Yabi was all that mattered at the end. And the fact that they were able to deny, I believe it was Hooksy, right, in toilets as well with the MP9. Well, 12-6 as we go along. Few Deagles, CZ, and an eco effectively here. The Flames, first real eco we see, honestly. I don't remember them having many ecos on their first half. But, of course, with this scenario they're in, they play it smart. They want to play on their strong suits, and that's obviously having that op out, having those utilities out, and more importantly, being confident in themselves and their buys. Well done. Nikodos gets himself at least one. Given that he steals away an AK and has Kevlar as well, danger is lurking. But luckily, that danger can be averted.
Yeah, fairly easily as well there. So, for Dignitas now, they got to try and secure that next one, and it's all going smooth. Only a few players lost to this round, but, well, it is still a fairly okay for the CTs considering the investment and what else they might have had in that one. It's not that much, but it is a bit. Now, though, again, here come the rifles.
Here comes the boom.
Exactly.
Boomstick in the hands of Nikodos. As we used to call it, the big green gun. Well, used to. It's just, you know, the Hulk of CSGO. Too bad it's a one-shot weapon. Well, thank God it's a one-shot weapon. And not a repeating carbine or something. Oh wait, we do have that, don't we? Auto sniper, damn it. But at least it's not a body shot kill. That's the best balance they could have hoped for there. Entry gone as the Flames lose one. Xiphon. Albeit they don't seem overly concerned. Still two players quite aggressively posted towards that toilet spot and long. But it does feel like and smell like it's going to be a B split. I kind of like this from Dignitas. You know, they're taking their time. They don't want to, as I said earlier, you know, they tend to react a little bit too much at times, especially yesterday we saw against Indeiraya. They kind of got a little bit out of control at times and certainly put themselves in awkward positions, and now they're playing smart. This is what I expected out of them. This is what I kind of called it out, that they'll need to start doing, be a bit more safer in approaching these rounds, but this is not the best thing. Forrest gets caught, and here comes the B push.
Yeah, they go for the rotates and the retakes. Roy with the first one. 2 more to go, buying time for his teammate to come through, but immediately executed as well now. And there's that second as well. Unfortunately, Roy's not able to get that round. Instead, it is Dignitas. It is them now trying to build up on what could be the comeback here. We mentioned they're not out of it just yet. Only 4 rounds the difference on the T side. They're trying to kind of make that a 3 as well after this one. And perhaps we might see those odds begin to somewhat slim down a bit here.
We'll see if they drop that below that 4 mark. Still 4 rounds to go. There's a little bit of room for improvement for Dignitas for certain, though on the other hand, the Flames, what can I say? They are starting to hit a bit of a brick wall. And they'll have to adjust, I guess, in the coming gun rounds if they'll want to save themselves the trouble of having to go through a potential tie and then some. Dignitas, again, very carefully approaching this round. I like it. You know, they know it's most likely an eco or something of the like, pistols. You want to avoid getting absolutely trampled when you have a buy like such. And so far, so good.
Yep, keep it clean for the T side. The goal is to avoid losing anyone, and right now that's what's happening. Oopsie. He's the last one alive, and maybe he can get a kill. I mean, you do look at Elecros alone, so is Heaping Connector, but it does require quite a bit of luck just to get that chance to do so, but... Ooh. Does he? There you go.
Yeah.
That should be done. Oopsie, no real shot anymore. Will be removed, and there you have that. So, he's done.
Done and dusted. Done and dusted. Though, could we say this round is the most important one of all? This is where the op of Nikodos can come into play. Roy as well at 22 frags. He's doing a splendid job at keeping flames afloat. Or burning, if we want to be more exact. Meanwhile, Dignitas, another default. A 1-1-3 split. Usually you see a 3-1-1 split, but I kind of respect this choice. This gives them a lot of control towards Monster, potentially short B if that's the goal.
Tough there. Thought things off well, but Dignitas again. They've got a streak of rounds going. They're not going to try and end that here. They want to keep it going. And the attack is coming towards B. It is a very Hail Mary, very straightforward play, but it can't work out. The smokes are going to be down by the CTs. They're about a minute time to play around a set of smokes, but it doesn't go. Nothing they can do as Lecker and Freiburg go up and beyond those smokes. And in comes the next one. It's just another victim to add to the T side's ever-growing tally of kills. And the last 2, they're off the save as well. You could also take that up, run away. Roy as well, same with the M4. That's going to be double digits to Dignitas. And again, same as yesterday, apparently. A slow start, but they are climbing back into with a bit of a comeback. And this is more like it as well. This is what we're expecting of the semi-final.
Best case scenario. And, you know, I did mention that statistics at the start of the game do prove that Flames are better on all accounts. But it's something the Dignitas are Dignitas are very good at is going against the classic numbers, going against the notion that, okay, they've lost or the statistics don't support them, they've lost. No, they're the ones that always tend to surprise, and that's why they made it so far. They have the talent, they have the knowledge, they have the energy, I would say. And they're proving that right now. 5 rounds in a row. They close the gap to 2 rounds remaining. There will be another eco for the CTs, no doubt. And I am looking forward for what's to come. The Flames, unless, you know, they get some amazing single performances out, like right now Nikodos with this op, or Roy with the M4, there is a high chance that this goes to 11, or is it? Oh, Nikodos already the first, a second as well. Nikodos, he's bringing out the heat, but the Flames now do burn a little bit lighter, as Roy falls as well, 3v3 and only with pistols, highly unlikely. Or is it? Let's first find out if there can be another frag happening with the Deagle, potentially CZ.
Yeah, this as well, though. This is an interesting setup for the T side, because they have no clue of where the last players are. All they know is there was an op, taking the fights alone in mid. So you expect there to be support normally, but Nikodos, the fact that he was all alone has put a slow down to the T side, because now no one's swinging, no one's trying to trade or collect those weapons. Dignitas, they're burning down the clock here. So that could be an issue as the round begins to go. Something we have to keep an eye out on, but the bomb is being collected. CTs, I don't think they shouldn't be able to get those rifles at least, unless Dignitas decided to back down towards the B site here. But if they go A, there are 2 players here, which could result to be a bit of an issue. There's Jabby and Hooksy. So these guys gotta find these kills, and there it is. First man spotted. Now comes the bait. Here comes the Deagle. Hooksy nails the first and the second, nearly there. Not far off, but it's the CZ instead. A rotate has to be made as well, but we know what this man can do. But the CZ takes the better of him today. That is down to the last man. Jabby AK as well, but a CZ still does the trick as well. There's that 13th. Starts over to Nikodos with a bang. 2 kills mid. And Dignitas, they just play the time way too low to be comfortable in that, but that gives the CT side a time. Rotates are there, and then bang, another Deagle. And it's the CZ as well. Just playing around the boxes, dancing around it well enough. Continue remain in the lead as now Dignitas again on the back foot with the rifles coming out for the CTs.
I gotta say, that's why it's called the mini AK. Lovely stuff.
Exactly.
Nikodos back on the op. And this contacting con has to be perfect for Dignitas.
Oh.
Keep. We'll get it. There we go. That's enough. And they know there's another player in con. They have heard the scope.
Be careful that he might have been baited by the orb jumping around, but no. Still stuck in there. Now Nikodos has to watch out. There's that first. Give it a challenge. He'll take those as well. 2 kills so far, and 1 more behind the smokes as well. And look at the kill feed. Is all blue with Copenhagen flames burning the opposition. 1 man remains. Heap on 9 HP as well. They know where he is. Especially now. So there's no chance, no shot. And look at the positions they're taking as well. Nikodos. Now it's this Jabby on the other side. Comes around and in comes Heap. Cue the crosshairs, he's dead. 14 to the Flames now. Had a bit of a slower period, they were hibernating, but they have come back now.
Man, they definitely took a bit of a timeout from winning. That's for certain. And now a Dignitas timeout to discuss what the hell just happened and how could they have lost against the CZ, and how could they have lost this round where they had Nikodos basically in a bit of a sandwich in con. Unfortunately, Nikodos says no to being, to being grouped up on. And we can see that the faces of Dignitas are a little bit concerned. But let's not forget that this map is the choice of course, Copenhagen Flames. As you can see here, Halzerk not going to be happy, and we got to be honest, he's been a little bit more quiet in this game, certainly not delivering what we had hoped to be his star performance. He is currently the lowest rated, well, not rated, but lowest KD player on the server at 8-16, so at 0.5 KD, which is not very, I would say, encouraging. Though it is 10-14, and 11 is possible, yes, though they do need to get rid of Nikodos' up early on. And look at this push towards Party, look at this push towards Long. This is going to be a duo action play, and Nikodos gets Halzerk. Where's the rest of the team of Dignitas? Where's the reply? Where's anybody? Roy is already in position, supported by Hooksy. They're going to take control of course, Fountain. What that means, what this entails is, well, there's no hope to be had for Dignitas. If they lose another player without actually getting a refrag on, they might as well forfeit the round already. Roy finds the kill, Force is tagged and bagged, and now Hooksy's there for Roy as well to support control. Roy with a triple! Down to Lekro, they've spotted him in Monster. It's a 1v3, can he do it? He cannot. 15-10, ladies and gents. Money is out the window. 3 AKs, a Galil for Freiberg, and a Mech-10 for Holzerk or a Scout. But that's about it. Or a Deagle, even worse.
Yeah, it's now really tough again here for Dignitas. 5 rounds behind him, there's no real chance. With the way these rounds have now gotten back for Copenhagen Flames, they need to bring a sledgehammer to this. Maybe even something bigger, explosives to knock down them on the other side, which, again, it's going to be really tough when the Copenhagen Flames have gotten this sort of confidence, this sort of momentum in their bag as well. 20 kills to Dignitas right now, and Roy as well. He's got a bit more than that as well, so make of that what you will. I'm going to tell you is that it spells trouble for Dignitas. This round is going to be no different either way.
No. Doesn't look like it. And Copenhagen Flames, they are already taking control of short B, or at least looking to do so. Get some info going. Nikodos controlling toilets. He's going to recheck the angle. Takes the shot, Heap tagged. And maybe even bagged. And a double almost happens, but Nikodos does get forced in return instead of Heap. Luckily, they get rid of him. But I'm not sure that the luck factor here will help them enough to save the round. Roy is waiting patiently on an off angle towards this long flower position. And I'm not sure, Holzerk might have spotted him, but does it matter? No, because Lekro falls. Now Roy knows, okay, somebody's long with the Deagle. Most likely toilets by Heap has been overtaken as well, which is obviously the case. And look, Roy just pulls back. Heap has not spotted him on the left side. This is a win-win scenario for Copenhagen Flames, and it's hard seeing how they could lose this anymore, unless Roy makes the mistake of going wide peak. Yes, he does. Holzer gets him. 2v3, and there's a chance they could prevent Hooksy from defending the position here.
Oh, but
although the spot
made a bit of noise. They don't know he's here.
Oh boy.
He could stop the bomb plan. Either one of them
and
could.
He will.
Look at Heap. He doesn't realize. No clue. In a position to do nothing about that. 10 seconds. Gotta select one of the places to go for the bomb plan, and neither one of them work. As that is going to be the map. Copenhagen Flames. They take their map pick. And with a convincing fashion as well. 16 out of 10. They did slow down a bit, sure. However, in the end, it is all down to them as Dignitas. A few rounds at the end, yes. Is that going to be enough to force them to come back with a second? Tell me.
Yeah, so about the second map, you know, it is Nuke. It is Dignitas' best map. The best map is arguable, can be argued about. But it's their choice. It's a map that they kind of play well on, and if they can't get a good CT side going, I have some worries in my mind. And just to kind of bring it home here for Overpass, Dignitas, they started off okay-ish. They won the first pistol, only to bounce back with a 9-4 difference in favor of course, the Flames. Get 1, Dignitas are on 5, 10-5 half, traversing into a quick pistol victory for, of course, in this case for the Flames, and at the end it took a little bit longer than expected, but still won the round and the game for the side of the Flames. All I'll say is a bit expected. When Dignitas lose their CT side, they don't tend to win a lot of the games, or at least a lot of the matches. If they do have a good CT side, it still doesn't mean it's going to be an easy match. Yesterday, that was the proof. You know, they barely able to scrape by that victory after the 11-4 half. So hopefully Dignitas do come into this second map of Nuke rejuvenated, their own choice. And this is their last hope. It is the semi-finals, ladies and gents, at the Malta Vibes Knockout Series. And with that, we'll go into a short break. We'll see you guys after about 10 minutes for our second one, the choice of Dignitas. And welcome back, everybody, to the Malta Vibes Knockout Series. We are here in the semi-finals. Dignitas have just taken the L, unfortunately, on Overpass, the choice of Copenhagen Flames. But before we go forward, with me is Nexus, which is overseer and myself, and we are going to be going into the second map of Nuke. Nexus, we talked briefly about how Nuke is the one map where Dignitas, you know, they excel at it. They've shown great promise in the past. Can they do it again?
I mean, they can, yes, but again, they're going up against the Copenhagen Flames here, so that would not be an easy case by any means. But I will say as well, we did see a few of the key pieces for Dignitas fit together in that first map, those being Lecker and Heap. Forest right there as well, but none of them were matching up to what was delivered by the Danes at this point, which was the biggest issue for them. Unfortunately, because Roy, Nikodos, and Zyphon, 25, 22, and 19 kills on them as well. So when you look at the individuals who did show up at the first map, they did favor the Danes by quite a bit. But with Nuke being Dignitas' map pick, you do assume they've done a bit more of their homework on this one, as they are going to be, well, they're going to be more prepared for this. But Copenhagen Flames, the fact that they just know how to play this map, and they've played it a bit more than Dignitas as well. That is going to be one of the biggest differences that are going to show on this map if they are going to get that chance.
Yeah, touching on the subject of numbers, as you just mentioned, Dignitas have about 53% win ratio on it, whilst we have a 76% win ratio for the Flames, with a higher amount of maps played, as you said. Beyond that, most recently, you know, we personally had seen Dignitas win against Eternal Fire 16-9, and we had seen them win against Indirae 16-14. But what really irks me is that victory on Nuke 16-14 that was 11-4 on the half for Dignitas, only to allow Indirae to almost bounce back. And, you know, it was basically a round or two away.
Well, it was basically one round away from going into overtime. So let's hope to see Dignitas in a better form today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our first pistol starting off here on Nuke, our second map, the choice of Dignitas. With me is Nexus, with you is myself, overseer, and we are starting off round one. The pistol now for the side of the Flames, starting off on the CT, 5 Kevlars. Meanwhile, we have Dignitas with a smoke of flash, up to 50, and 4 Kevlars for the rest. A ramp push.
Going through, and Jabby welcomes 2 headshots popped in, more to go. Zyphon's the next. And that T side, they are now just down to 2 players as the round started. Full on ramp rush and doesn't give them too much here, because CTs, they've set up the zone already. There are no entries anywhere at this point that don't involve that CT side having a good grasp of the situation beforehand. And now, down B they go, but they've spotted both the CTs and Ts there. But the shots need to be hit by Holzuk, and only one is possible, unfortunately, for today. It's round number 1. Another one for the Flames.
I would like to touch on the subject of what we previously talked about on Overpass. Now, if everybody remembers, I did say we have a bit of a different statistic when it comes to entry success and losing entries and then their success rate. On Nuke, this is far closer than what it was on Overpass. There was a 20% difference on Overpass. On Nuke, there's only about a 2-3% difference, so it's negligible, meaning that both Dignitas and the Flames have a very poor chance of winning a round if they lose an entry. And already right now, it's going to be a fast push by Dignitas towards A. They did not lose the entry, but they will lose the round, unfortunately, as the Flames will still get it at the end. But as I was saying, I think this is one of the biggest outtakes for me, because if Dignitas is able to reply in force, in return to the aggression of Copenhagen Flames, then I feel like it's going to be a lot closer of a map than what we had on Overpass. Already the half should be a lot closer, albeit there's one scary notion that we mentioned continuously, is the performance of some of these individuals has to be on point. Lekro mainly, Heap as well, and such and such. We saw a quick replay of the pistol, how easy it was for Yabi, but we move on. We move on onto the Deagle round. The Force doesn't succeed. Dignitas denied on the outside take. And I think if the Flames had looked at yesterday's series against Indirae, they will have learned a lot of how Dignitas play their nuke T side, especially that outside take. Forest is known to like to go to that silo position. There's a known ratio of most of the players liking to go towards red and lurking towards main, jumping into main. So I think the Flames will prepare some hard anti-strats against that. And already we see this in our third one.
Yeah, it's going fairly well here, Dignitas. Nothing much to be gained, or, well, I say nothing yet. Would be a better way to put that, and, well, there's another kill. Only one more to go as Lekro. He's a menace with that Desert Eagle, sure, but there's also an alligator right behind him, and that's an easy shot as well. Just get a bit of money, Hooksy. $900 made with the auto shotty reveals its position as well, because now they know, okay, auto shotty towards A, probably not going to go there. Or if they are, they have to watch out for it very, very thoroughly. So, it is going to be interesting to see how Dignitas do play these rounds, because yesterday's match did kind of give me the idea that some of their T-side rounds, they were kind of one dynamic. They only had that one plan, and from there was basically wait to see if anything happens. If not, let's just group up. But I do want to see a bit more from their T-side as well here.
Absolutely.
So that, so far, is the biggest downfall, but maybe the individuals can turn things around.
I mean, that's what you'd be expecting. Nikodos already falling down in the hands of Holzerk. That's a good start. Dignitas, as I said, the chance of winning a round after getting the entry, well, I didn't mention that, the percentage chance is between 73 and 74. So that's actually pretty good. It gives them that fighting maneuverability. Oh, Roy, if he's not checked, though, I could see this going horribly wrong for Dignitas, especially if Roy's not checked, and he will not be checked. Goes out wide swinging, but perhaps a little bit too much for his own good, as, of course, we're going to be having a cap on Yavi as well. Forest and Heap deliver, and the round has already been decided. Or is it Zyphon 1v3? And now they know he was in heaven last, so should be simple enough here.
Ooh, they don't know he's dropped. Yeah, he's got a fast timing on this. Holzerk, if he's not ready, if he doesn't check the angles behind him, this could turn out to be more interesting than initially thought here, but the bomb is going to go down. In comes Holzerk, and out he goes. Zyphon, 1 versus 2, now made it doable as well. Flashbang in for the swing. Has a Molotov as well to try and displace these T-plates, and he knows that. Good usage of that. And look at the swing, they're both out. A bit too wide, that's an angle he's not going to check. He doesn't realize it. Had the slightest timings, and Dignitas round number 1 is on the board. And well done to put that up there as well. Get the entries and everything in between as well to finish off the round. And now here comes the next one for the CTs. Didn't get to see Nikodos get anything. He was instantly slapped by Holzerk in the last one. See if that is going to be something we have to keep checking in this match.
I would believe so. I would believe that Nikodos will have troubles against Holzerk this round and this game, map specifically. As Holzerk had been a little bit disappointing on Overpass, I would hope for him to wake up and answer the call for Dignitas on their own home turf, sort of to say. As we said yesterday, we got to see Dignitas versus Indeiraya, and it was not a convincing victory. That's the one thing that still irks me and gives me perhaps a bit of doubt for that reason. Well, let's see for certain. Outside control for Dignitas will be played. Not exactly looking to be super aggressive. They just want to make sure that Flames use a lot of their utility early on. Good start by Roy, immediately returned by Freiburg at least. So the odds are even right now as to how this can go, albeit on ramp. Zyphon, oh, his timing of the Molotov is perfect. Just as Dignitas wanted to walk forward, it stops them in their tracks for an additional few seconds. Smokes towards Secret as well, confirmed to the Flames. There's somebody potentially already down B, but Zyphon will not be ready for the engagement. Heap with a quick headshot makes it heapingly heavy here for the Flames.
Yeah, Hooksy's next, and he still goes down. Those are the entries we need. That's the Heap I mentioned. He showed up in the first map already, and now he's going to do that again here. Deciding these rounds just by casually walking in. When you got someone like him just popping off, let him. That's the dangerous part about him as well. But Copenhagen Flames have got to try and save last two. Here's the orb. Now spotted. Still remains in the hands of Dignitas, but more players to come. Surely they want to try and take that away, but at the same time, you've got to consider how much do you want to risk for that one orb on the CT side. The answer is not too much. How to save their weapons on the T side as well, so half the server dead, half survivors into round of 6 we go, where Dignitas are going to try and tie things up here. It's pistols on the CT side and those saved weapons. Are they going to go for the full buy? Are they going to try and commit from the back of this? Because it doesn't make too much sense for them to try and do that. So yeah, thankfully no. Just drop a bit of util hooksy and that's it. T side, they've got the rifles, they've got Holzerg again. Still on the op as well. This is the round to see if Dignitas are going to try and get themselves a good T side to start. But again, that was the problem yesterday as well. They had a really poor T side.
Well, technically, yes and no. They did win still through the T side, but I tend to agree, yeah, they were lacking quite a little bit. Heap, meanwhile, quick out towards A, gets himself at least one. Yabi, though, replies. There's a problem with Dignitas as well, getting the frag. No scope on Lekro. Roy with a USB beforehand, and Halzerk now left alone. Picks up the AK. Smart choice. Can he still do anything about it? Well, that's a different kind of question right now. It's a 1v3. He finds Yabi. That's a good start, but Zyphon is waiting on the other hand. Right behind him. Finds the headshot. Concludes the round, and an eco victory for the Flames. Saved 2 weapons that get them this round closure. That is an unexpected turn of events, which actually brings about a question mark for Dignitas and their subsequent buy. Heap will have barely enough for a Deagle, if he even has one. Yep, he has. Freiburg with a P250. This is a poor man's buy, but let's see if they can make anything happen with it. Dignitas, as we said, as you mentioned, their T side wasn't the best. But I would dare say 5 to 6 rounds would be enough for them in this case. Oh, man.
Body,
that just
where's the weapon for Hooksy? Doesn't get anything there. Instead, he's down the vents and now has a USP. Well,
he was hoping...
Yeah, I like this setup as well here, by the way, for Dignitas. He played that in the last one, he saved his op. But I still like it. Basically holding that mini drop, making sure no one gets there without at least one man going down, and still trying to help out his teammate if needed. Now playing those Molotovs or Molotov flames as well, it's going to be Roy. In comes the T side, a good counter flash from the CTs, but it's not good enough. Now that T side are going to be going through and down the secret stairs. Another kill from Lekro. Finally, one man for Dignitas to take down if that's enough. Still, Dignitas, they made their way down towards the lower side of Zyphon, the youngster who has to now show up here with 1-on-3 in the B defense. First matter too much.
That's beautiful by Forest. And I think this should be a save for the rest of the Flames. There's no point in trying. Oh, okay, Yabi, he makes it a scary notion. Forest almost falling as well. That would have been a done deal almost for the round if Forest had died. Freiburg, meanwhile, spotted, and now Dignitas, I mean, nice try. P2000's out, but out of fashion, unfortunately. And ooh, interesting choice. He goes behind the box. Will it be predicted by Freiburg? I'm fairly certain it will be. The shot still hits. Damn, the dude is accurate. Sometimes missing clean ones, but hitting those hard shots. The rule of thumb. There's a very interesting development that, well, I would say potentially score that has happened in the quarterfinals in the round of 16. Dignitas is the only team that in the quarterfinals dropped the map. And we saw that yesterday on Ancient. So, you know, besides, alongside the rest of the teams, Mouse, Ecstatic, and Copenhagen Flames, who all won 2-0 in their respective best of threes. So if Dignitas win here, you know, they'll at least prevent Copenhagen Flames from being 6-0 in map victories, and so far undefeated since being invited in the round of 16 themselves, winning against Ave 2-0, against Mad Lions 2-0.
Yeah, in that match against Ave as well, they won Nuke 16-3, by the way. So, Copenhagen Flames, they, their previous match on this one, fairly strong showing, but right now it has got to be them just bending the knee to Dignitas in this round by the looks of things. But it's the rifles that still remain. Now just 2. But still a chance to do something with them. It ain't all lost just yet, but it doesn't really give them many chances considering the position that the T side is in. Ready to wrap towards A. They've got plays basically everywhere and a lot of time to play with. But they decided to go towards that B side, one-man heaven. That is, well, probably got to go down or just wait there. Unless, do you think they would go up through the vent towards A, maybe?
I think it's possible with a player being in hell. Like it's definitely possible, though. No, they seem to go towards long doors, and Yabi's going to be caught. Yep.
Oh.
Ryberg wins that duel. That pretty much confirms that Nikodos still alive for a second longer, though not really being able to do much about it. 4th round for Dignitas as they tie the score. They will bounce back off of that horrendous loss they've incurred earlier. The eco victory, of course, is what I'm speaking about. The Flames certainly being dangerous even on pistols. The odds starting to shift down just a tiny bit for the match win. But a technical pause got to be called. This time around, I believe, could be from the side of Dignitas, actually. Let me double check real fast. No, it's actually, excuse me, it's Copenhagen Flames. Okay, fair enough. So we'll have to wait and see if they can resolve it in a timely fashion. But either way, that is going to be a tie. And how can I say this besides Dignitas? I think they need a bare minimum of 5 to 6 rounds. I'm convinced that they need bare minimum of 5 to 6. Because if they don't at least break this mentality issue that they seem to have on Nuke at times, on their T side especially, which, as you mentioned, they struggled yesterday against Indeirae. They struggled even against Eternal Fire, to be fair, when we last saw them on Monday, when they were playing in the quarters. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes, but tech pause still in effect. And I'm still convinced that Copenhagen Flames have a higher chance of winning in this map. Just due to their recent success. You mentioned the victory against Aves 16-3, which I wouldn't even say is that important in comparison to the victory against Sprout 16-5 that they had just last week. 6 days ago, I think. 4, something like this. 4, 6 days. But yeah, seems like the tech pause is resolved, and we are continuing on with a full eco this time around for the Flames.
Yeah, and in we go. Like I said, round at number 9 is going to begin, and well, here CTs. This time 5 pistols, so this should be an easier time than their last encounter with a round similar to this. Let's see if Dignitas are going to try and give away anything just yet, because it doesn't start off that way. Also with the first and the second, a possibility to take down Roy as well. Well, majority of Dignitas are just group it up and headed towards ramp again. They seem to be just toying with the idea. This is a similar thing as of yesterday as well, I remember, where they didn't really commit to ramp. They did show themselves a few times, a few flashes, yeah, sure. But that was about it in a lot of this rounds, unless they fully decided to commit to it. Perhaps trying to condition the CT side here to think they might walk back there every now and then. We'll just keep their eyes on it just for a bit longer. But now, the pistols have to defend. Paper, this should be easy. But let's see how it turns out in practice, because here comes Heap, knocking down the first one and the second to go, 3 as well. And they all go down, so there you have that. Round up 10 is up next. So, CTs, it goes about as expected, but now they've got the rifles again. Nikodos, though, doesn't have the AWP. A slight issue, perhaps, but we'll see how the CT side are going to try and change up with that one. Because usually you do have a bit of an idea how you're going to play if you don't have the AWP, right? Maybe something different just in the setup, or just something different overall. But right now, it's Roy headed towards garage.
I'd say they could be far more aggressive towards inside, maybe try their luck in pushing lobby. That's something we do get to see from time to time. It's risky, but it can work out perfectly well if you have the right idea. Roy gets the first entry, though a good refrag by Lekro, bringing it back 4-4. And Lekro has an idea as to where his next opponent might be. The Organ Zyphon could be a problem on ramp, but look at this! The duels go in the favor of Hooksy, though not for long. Keep and force, the reply is almost insurmountable, and all of a sudden Hooksy and Yabi are left alone. A 2-on-3 with the current position they're in is actually heavily favorable for Dignitas. Now they hear where Yabi is as well, and I think the round is already decided. Should be a save for the Flames. They don't have any entry back into the round itself. Oh, Hooksy, okay. Interesting decision. Goes down vents and decides to go the same route as his teammate. But fair enough. It is the 6-1 for Dignitas, and I gotta say, without the op for Nikodos, yeah, outside control is going to be harder to come by because you don't have that long-range safety, right? You have one M4, one rifle being the bait, taking an engagement, finding an entry, then tucking away into the corner and letting Nikodos take care of the rest. So you have to rely on having crossfires and you have to rely on your teammates being there to support you. Unfortunate Roy got caught through the smoke, but that ramp hold by Zyphon seems to be a little bit weaker. And perhaps it's time to look at maybe changing it up a bit, you know, potentially putting the op on ramp, letting the rifles shoot it out outside. In any case, 6-4. Dignitas take the lead, and they've already got what I personally think is the bare minimum, and can be, in a way, happy about it. Dignitas, that is, of course, with 6 rounds.
Yeah, this one starts with the first one taken by Freiburg already. And for the T side now, yeah, I'm gonna be given a few more challenges. There's gonna be Roy outside, but Lekro, he's playing this in a way that he was ready at least until the very last second. And look at this as well. Try to chase him down at first, goes down. Next stop is gonna be Heat suddenly. A huge chance taken by Copenhagen Flames. Dignitas,
That's huge.
They fumbled here a bit.
That's the push that I was talking about into lobby. Unsuspecting push. Or unsuspecting of the push. The CZ making short work outside as well by Roy. He was so accurate with that shot. Now Yabi's gonna get spotted. His angle had been unfavorable. Halzer with the reply is perfect. Can they still make it happen though? It's gonna be a 2v2. A Deagle and a CZ, and certainly the approach here is far better for Dignitas. They've got the HP, they've got the utility, and above all else, they've got the weaponry. Albeit, lest we forget, Deagles are mini cannons of their own, while Zyphon with the CZ can be just a nuisance veering around those corners. Towards A, it seems to be the plan. Or is it? No, they're going to clear out ramp. Fair enough. I thought they might actually have an inkling to go towards heaven. Instead, they're going to walk down B. I like the idea, but time is going to be running short for them. 10 seconds. They got an hour run, and they will have enough time to plant, but they will give away the idea a little bit earlier than they would have liked to. A little bit sooner. Still, just in the nick of time. 1 second. And we are going to be having this retake now with Zyphon and Nikodos, both coming from each separate direction, short and long. No, both can go short. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, they go on, and it doesn't go too well here for the last man either. Nikodos, with his teammate down, he'll be the next to fall. Dignitas, and this is something we did not really expect, or at least I didn't, considering their match yesterday, where they had a really, really unfortunate and slow start to their T side. They've got 7 against the 4 of Copenhagen Flames, and they really are coming into this one showing us they have more than prepared for them. And that first map, the fact that a few players did decide to show up, it was a prelude, and that's not the only one, because Holzig as well, he was had a really bad map 1. That's not a secret. Now, at the top of his team, 10 kills to his name. Tying it up with Zyphon on the other side, but can he keep that up? Can Dignitas keep up this sort of pace they're at right now? Because if they can, we are going towards that third sooner than later. like we saw in the first map as well, even if you win the more unfavored side, you can still have a bit of a tough road on the second. Copenhagen Flames, it did still bring them the... or Dignitas, I mean, that they did have a bit of a comeback into it either way. But Copenhagen Flames, let's see if they can do something similar.
Like, I'd just like to point out that this is a great start for Dignitas indeed, because T-side for them had been a problem in the past. And as you said, the fact that they're able to get 7, the fact that they're able to get a little bit of control going early on really does help out the whole scenario for Nuke. And Halzerk as well, delivering his frags. It's what you want to see. Nikodos now going to go towards Secret. He's spotted. This is a problem. Nikodos, if he dies, and he can easily be isolated. There is a smoke in his hand, so he will save himself the trouble of dying that quickly. But the smoke, oh boy, that's a bit of a wonky smoke. He can still jump into it, though risks getting shot mid-jump. But we can see Dignitas, look at the reply. They're not going to push on forward. They decide to fall back actually from red. Lekro's going to remain behind main, which is, in this case, a strong position to work from. But you don't want to tag along on that op and give him a chance for victory or a chance for a frag, as Freiburg gets headshotted, Roy gets tagged as well. The trades are not there yet, nor any entries, but this is where things do get a little bit complicated. Hard presence by the CTs outside, and Yabi will take the first challenge. Lekro delivers to refrag. So far, so good. The Flames are looking solid. And likewise, Dignitas. But I might see... Oh, whoa, Hooksy. This push, I didn't even notice it. He's in squeaky deep. Okay.
Keep an eye on that, but... not gonna check it. Next one is the Yaw, pure Nikodos.
Good flash.
Fully blinded. Fantastic from Holzer there to get rid of him. Now that T-shot again. 30 seconds. Time is a bit of an issue for them. They gotta make some sort of moves and force as well. He's in no position to help here. The best he can do is just throw a bit of util towards A or going down the ladder and die. That seems more like it. Yeah. That was the more likely case. Now into the next one as well as Lekro. 15 seconds. He has to be sight, but he's going up the vent and into the fight with the first matter weights. But the bomb has been dropped and there's no real chance anymore. CT's all you gotta do is just hide for a few more seconds, and that's the round decided. Unfortunately there for the Dignitas side, they are unable to keep up this sort of momentum they've put up. Instead of Copenhagen Flames, they put up the wall. It did go back and forth, yes. Good flashes from the T side to get into these positions, and you know, well, in the end, it was Copenhagen Flames who had the kills that mattered, who slowed them down enough. And next comes the question: are we going to see them come back into the first half? 6, like you mentioned, probably got to be one that they need if they want to have a chance in the second half.
I'd actually argue that 5 already is enough in essence, but yeah, definitely makes their life a lot easier and a lot more comfortable if they get 6, 7, potentially 8. It's possible, but let's see for the first time how this one swings, as Freiburg seems to be aware of Nikodos's position. And right now, Dignitas have been able to scrap a player into down secret stairway. Zyphon is on ramp as well. He's been a little bit lackluster here with his performance. Nikodos gets spotted. That's a problem. Lekro on the hunt, but he reveals his position, meaning that the Flames can adjust to that. They can reposition, well, they can revalue and reassess their current setup. 4 players on ramp. Zyphon has safely pulled back as well to the safety of Titanic. Not the best position to be in technically, but Yabi delivers with the first. That's actually a good choke point for Zyphon now to abuse as he gets one. Yabi helps him out. The Molotov still doesn't burn him. And in the flank, it's Lekro. Freiburg delivers as well. 3v2. Dignitas. They're bouncing back, but is it enough? Flash through ramp. Duel loss for Lekro. As Hooksy comes out swinging big with the FAMAS 2v1. Freiburg, though, he excels at these. But he pulls out a knife, as he does not expect Nikodos in the flank. The round decided, and there is the 6th. Luckily, the plant gives the buy back to Dignitas' hands. It's not a strong buy with utility, but it will be enough for an op. Will be enough for at least a few smokes. Yet, still, this round, such a back and forth, and it comes down to a few lucky maneuvers, and especially the fact that Zyphon and Yabi dueling it out, helping each other with the cross, with Yabi taking first contact towards ramp from short Squeaky. He allows Xiphon to have an additional second or two to reply, gets the shot on Halzerk, eliminates the op out of the, well, at least the, gets the op out of the picture, making sure that whoever comes next from the CT side to engage does not risk dying by a one-click shot. And Dignitas will take a timeout to discuss what has just happened and how can they try and fix this in the future and avoid this more than anything.
Yeah, also a quick fix is possible. They gotta try and figure that out right now. But at this spot as well, Dignitas gotta be okay and fairly happy they've got this many rounds already. But now they gotta need more than this still to guarantee themselves a good time of the second half. 9 is still possibility. Copenhagen Flames, they can bring it up or upwards to 8 as well. But this round is gonna decide whose money is gonna be going right up at least here. Now we'll find that out with the first duel. Again, I like the aggression we've seen outside. Fortunately, Roy doesn't get more than 1 there, so it is limited in that sense, but gotta watch out. In a lot of these positions, Heap as well. Hooksy on the other side, another smoke, but it doesn't pull through, it doesn't spot him.
I thought for sure that Hooksy would, that Heap would spray there, and that Hooksy would have taken the L.
It is one of those positions where you do that, but oh no! Halzerk, his leg spotted. Here comes Heap, finally knocking down a site, but Forrest, he's up next at a quick transition from Jabby and looks to get that second as well. The T-side 2 players still remain. Flash is playing by himself on the A side with Xiphon in from outside, and here's the last man as well with the bomb dropped in his face. Dignitas nails the last as well. Tie things up 7-7, and we are level. Like I mentioned, that decides whose economy is going to be crashing down. If that is Dignitas, no bomb plant, nothing into round number 15 as well. With this, it's not looking too great for them, but the utility they have at least allows them to do something. But need a mistake from the CTs. Perhaps it is that outside aggression again.
I did say that the Flames have read Dignitas well, and they had time to learn what Dignitas like to do on Nuke, and they've read it perfectly. They are taking that outside aggression consistently into their own matters, and we can see them pressure Dignitas, or were pressuring Dignitas on every single step of the way. Now, as you said, with the utility only and a few pistols, what can you do? The answer is not much. Even with utility, it's going to be nigh impossible for them to be able to do anything at all. Deagles are not going to be good enough in this position. In this case, 8-7. First half is gone, and the Flames make it work. Albeit, this is still good for Dignitas. 7 rounds on their T side is not bad. They can work with this. They have enough room to work with this. That's the most important part of all. It's something that they were not able to take the last time they played on Nuke. They needed 5 rounds to win Nuke, and they dropped like 10 rounds against Indeirae yesterday. So it was a very, very spastic kind of performance. So hopefully today is not going to be the same. Either way, tech pause again going to be called. We seem to have quite a few issues here for both sides, actually. And hopefully nothing too serious again. But as we see here in the replay, it is easy for the Flames. Shooting through the smoke into Squeaky, it's not even an achievement, I would say, because that's something you do every single time you're on the CT side. Whenever there's a smoke up and you suspect a push coming through, you just let loose the spray, and that's it. And that's how it works. And unfortunately, when you're caught in a line of fire, there's going to be multi-kills. But it's the pistol. It's the pistol that now can save Dignitas a lot of headaches. Can they win it? Can they close this gap? And not just the gap, but actually take the lead back in their hands and run away with the second map and give themselves a chance to fight it out on Vertigo. Forrest not seeming like he's convinced about their performance. Freiburg is just talking it out here with the team, probably just discussing what they've noticed themselves, what they might have anti-stratted, what they think could work here on the pistol, and then moving forward, if in case the pistol doesn't work, what could be their immediate reaction. And they seem a lot more worried than yesterday, I think, Dignitas. They at least feel a lot more worried as well.
I mean, it is probably a bit of the nerves as well coming through. Like, even if some of the players have been on bigger stages than this, as a team, it is a lot here to still try to make it to the finals. It's one loss, especially when you lost that first map. So you do need something to go your way, and sometimes things are going to be really tough, but overall, so far, Nuke has been going fairly well, even if they are a bit worried about it. But that just means they're invested in the game, like they should be. And that means we are going to have a great game as soon as we get back underway.
I would
It'll
like
take
to
us
just
a minute or two.
yeah, I was about to say, it seems like we have a very similar situation than as yesterday. If we recall,
don't even mention it. No.
Yeah, it was what 15-5, and then basically, we went into a tech break. It took us a little bit longer. I believe it was between Blink and Ecstatic, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was 14-11 actually.
It was 4. Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm not.
Yeah, 14-11. 4 players disconnect from the side of Blink. It's 15-11.
Yeah.
And down, it was a 1 versus 1 last player disconnects at the very end as well, or lags out. It was a real tough one, but.
And the tech issues seem to be slowly resolved as the players have rejoined the server. Pita, of course, the coach on the side of Dignitas, will go into the coach position. Don't worry, folks. There's not going to be 6 players for them. And this is the repeat of our first pistol of Nuke. Yabi with some clean shots, and of course, following their Hooksy. Now Roy, with his first push outside. This is round 3.
Best kill of the game as well.
Yeah, the auto shotty. And I just want to kind of... there's the double I was speaking about in the last round of the first half, how easy it is to spray through it. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I just wanted to reiterate the position that Copenhagen Flames abused against Dignitas. That's outside control had consistently been contested. And that's what I really liked. I did call it out. That's something that we most likely will be seeing, and we did. And it gave trouble to Dignitas. They were not able to get into their comfortable position. They were not able to get that much space going as they did yesterday against Indeirae. And they really were shut down, let's say half of the rounds they tried for that outside take. But I believe everything has been resolved, people. I believe we will be starting our second pistol in a moment, our second half in a second or two. So no worries. We are back here with the Malta Vibes Knockout Series, brought to you by, of course, Visit Malta. That is in the heart of the Mediterranean. Though I will say that the heart of the Mediterranean is still Croatia and Slovenia. Wink, wink. But in any case, this pistol is where it's at. And let's first see if Dignitas have what it takes to steal it away, equalize the scoreline, and give us a good showing on the second map, their own choice.
It is going to be down to this now, isn't it? That CT side will have to see yesterday. Slightly slow on the start as well there, but let's see what Copenhagen Flames can do to try and knock them down. The pistol for either one of these teams is going to give them the leg up to try and push it over the edge, but it's not going to cement anything. Until one of these teams gets to 14, until then we're still on the edge, and who's actually going to be getting towards the map point sooner than later. But right now, a lot of lethal towards A. One man out that holds her. He's completely just not moving it, and he's not the only one. Surely not. Okay.
Okay, they're gonna stop the round. Yeah, they're gonna stop the round.
All right.
That was uncomfortable. Lecro literally disconnecting wide open on ramp, so seems like we're back onto the tech pause. Again, we are sorry about the issues, folks. Sometimes we just can't control what happens with people's PCs and internets. Well, internet. Old people say internets. I'm not old. You are.
Whoa. Whoa. Say that again. How old are you?
I'm 18.
That is incorrect.
That is a straight lie. No,
that is a bold-faced lie, and I do not appreciate it.
No, man, I'm 16. No joke. I'm 16. You can hear it by my voice, Still dropping the load.
I see. That makes more sense then.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Hey, we're only 7 years difference then.
Yeah. So you're telling me you're 14?
Well, I didn't say if it's up or down, but
Yeah, no.
maybe you have to not subtract but add.
I see.
Yeah, the trick is in the plus, not the minus. Oh boy. Oh man, I'm closer to 29 than I am to 28. That's the sad part.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm almost 22 as well. Oh god.
Yeah, man. That's really the sad part. You know, the weird part is there was a friend in my old days that claimed that when you're 28, your 28th, or when you're, let's say, 20, your 20th year begins, which is not true. When you're 20, your 21st year already begins, right? So, you know, if you kind of think about it, he tried to claim that when you reach the age of 20 or whatever year you reach, you live out that year as the age of 20, which in fact is not true, because by the time you're 20, your next year is already kind of singling out, right? So we're not, you know, in this case, we're not Koreans. We don't count that differently. But we are back, as you can see in the studio, lads. Unfortunately, the tech issues are going to be a little bit longer than what we predicted, which will delay the start of the second pistol. But we can kind of overview as to what we've seen so far to open up the can of worms. Overpass. I could say disappointment for Dignitas, though they still played relatively okay to at least bounce to those 10 points, right? Can we say that is that, you know, is that something that they can be happy about and take anything away from?
I think in the context of the match itself, yes. I would say so. I mean, yeah, 5-10 half. They still get another 5 on their second half as well. That being on the T side. It was just 1 or 2 unfortunate rounds that didn't really work out in their favor, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It still is a few rounds.
In any case, with that, we just heard that we'll go on to a prolonged break. So we do apologize again. We'll be back as soon as we know more. Folks, stay tuned. The game will still finish. No worries, no cancellations or anything. We're just going on to tech break, and we'll see you guys in a moment. about that. And now I think all issues are sorted out.
Should continue in a matter of moments, shouldn't we, Nexus?
Yeah, don't even have to wait. We are back. The pistol begins as Nuke, our second map, is still underway at Copenhagen Flames with a 1-round lead. Head into their T side to see what Dignitas is going to be able to put up here. Again, they are down a map. So for them, winning these rounds is going to be all crucial if they want to force this towards that third and final map with the best of 3. That being Vertigo will be coming up perhaps later. But right now, we've got the B side taken over by the side of the Flames. Running through, CT sneaking the first one, at least that's it for now. Bomb's going to be planted next. It is a Copenhagen Flames with a man advantage HP. Well, slightly dwindled away, but let's see what the Glocks can do. As the headshots are required, and Jabby takes the first and the second as well from his teammate, leaving just Holzerg. 6 HP. Doesn't really have anything to say about this. What is there's the next swing? A full house for the 2 players on the Flames. 9-7. We start this pistol with bang.
Oh, man. Absolutely. It's the second pistol that goes into the hands of the Flames as well. But before we do so, you know, what goes into your hands well is that 100% extra deposit bonus that you get from Pinnacle. So go check it out. Up to 100 euros. The code is Malta21. As we continue on, Copenhagen Flames do have a chance to steal away the early few rounds, especially with the force buy right now on Dignitas. They're going to be basically risking their own heads for this one. And we took a little bit of a longer break than we expected. Hopefully, you know, no more will be needed. But what I'm wondering right now is how much has this affected one or the other team, and who is actually going to be suffering more from it? Losing a little bit of focus, concentration, maybe, you know, getting a little bit cooled off. Something that we cannot disregard in this case. And I hope it's not going to affect Dignitas more than it is the Flames, because if it does, well, then we might not even see Vertigo as you insinuated.
Yeah, T side. Right now, with one man out towards A, this is looking like Dignitas to be here as the playmaker, but no one else is sneaking through just yet. But up the bench they go, actually, so they're looking for this one man who is defending that A side. Not sure where Forrest is, but they have an idea. And they have the kill as well, so with that now in the bank, there's that bomb plant. Moltos was heavy on the CT side of the pistols. Dignitas is not going to strike today, apparently. 1 or 2 kills, yes, it's doable. Let's see if they can do so, though. That's okay. No, they're backing away.
Nope.
A bit surprisingly as well, though. Like, sure, they got a few plays with armor. It is better than nothing in the next round, but surprised no one sticks around like Heap does here.
Also,
for him, it doesn't go
MP7.
too well.
This is an SMG you don't get to see very often. MP7 by Nikodos. Unexpected. I didn't think I'd actually get to see this weapon. I'm using an MP5, for example, instead of it, because I feel like, you know, personally for me, I prefer it better. But an MP7 used to be the staple of SMGs before the Mech-10 and the MP9 became the hot thing on the market. And I gotta say, it's actually the rarest of occasions to see it. And not only that, dude, he's got the result, elite result, 1337. He's just achieved whatever, you know, now if they lose or win, doesn't matter. He got his elite result. That's what matters. Nikodos is the gamer, the lead gamer. But yeah, jokes aside, nice Zeus by Freiberg. He attempted that yesterday, didn't get to succeed. Heap finds one more, and you were doubting Deagles and why saved? Well, now there's the reason why you want to save a few of those Deagles and those Kevlars. They didn't do it, unfortunately, previously, but might have worked out a little bit better if they did. Oh, the second as well. Hooksy decides to just walk on forward, and this goes exactly against what I was kind of saying previously of the Flames being careful and attentive. This off angle is great by Lekro, though. I think he gets a free kill. Yep.
Oh, they're walking into these angles and another. Finishing the round off with 3 headshots on the Eagles. It's crispy. As at Dignitas, they do make the Eagles work. Never doubt them. That is my mistake, and so is that for the T side there. So many of these shots as well. 1 shot from the Zeus, 1 shot from the Deagle. On to the next one, get another headshot from the Deagle. And guess what the last 2 were? Headshots from the Deagle. Just boom. Boom. It's
All of a
insane.
sudden.
That's insane.
It is. It is. It's actually quite fun seeing Dignitas being able to pick up eco victories like that. And the fact that they force buy fail and then win on the subsequent next round with only, pistols without even having those Kevlars up, it's kind of, I gotta say, it's rejuvenating. It kind of gives me hope for the future. 10-8 though is no joke. The Flames still have a full buy. They've got 5 AKs out. They are working up against 3 rifles of their own of Dignitas. And a Mach 10 and MP7, which potentially isn't the best, but it's not the worst either. And I like this idea by Halzerk. Takes the Deagle in his hands. He's got otherwise the Mach 10, and he can take those mid-long range fights a lot easier, a lot more comfortably if he has a Deagle. And look at the reply from Nikodos. He already's like, yeah, I don't want to really take that fight, do I? Although jumps on top of that little bit of a chimney, finds the kill or rafter, and gets himself the entry. Dignitas, statistically, not doing too well when they lose an entry on Nuke. They are at about 28% chance to win after losing an entry. But fret not, perhaps there is change to be had, or is it?
Oh, they got to. Oh no! Forrest not realizing he's already close by, and that's a few kills suddenly.
Oh boy.
Flurry of kills is just Lekro. As I mean, the last round, yeah, he got the last 2, but now it's 4. Can't even stop that bomb plant, not in time at least. So, if there's anything to say, it needs to be now. Lekro. That's 1, but still doesn't want to go for it. Understandably so. Instead of trying to punish these T-sided players, and what else can there be done? But nothing. Jabby removes him as well. No AK to be saved, as that's 11 for the Flames. And at this point, maybe Dignitas is going to start to sweat a little bit here. Their CT side yet to get started, but it is coming. It's coming soon enough. Just hope that it's not too late when it does. That's the one thing we're hoping for, isn't it? Hoping for a good match yet again, but we'll have to wait and see what round number 20 will bring us. But again, come on.
I just wanted to say, the only thing that it's not late to is getting that 100% increase on your deposit, folks. Put $100 on the table, get another 100 from Pinnacle, if you will. Use the code Malta21 and get more details with the stream elements posting, the page to where to go to get more details about it. In any case, that was a sexy round from Dignitas. I hope they can repeat that once more. Although the problem is they lose the subsequent gun round, and that's really gonna be hard to bounce from, especially with the economy they currently have in their hands. I mean, we do have 6,000 on 3 players, give or take. 2 players are kind of broken in half, and another tech pause is gonna be called, unfortunately. And once again, okay, we have just received information that we might have 1 player stepping away from the game due to personal issues, and hopefully everything's going to be okay with him. And I suspect the coach will then have to step in for Copenhagen Flames then.
Yeah, that is a really tough one, actually.
And we will most likely return back to us for a second here, just as long as we get the resolution as to what exactly will happen. But, hopefully everything's going to be okay. And we'll just have to wait a second or 2 longer to see what the decision will be. And yeah, so as we said, this is tough. Copenhagen Flames, they are on the verge of picking up this series too.
Potentially, they've got the lead. It's currently 11-8. It's looking pretty decent. They've just won a round that I wouldn't say they couldn't have, but it actually breaks the CTs quite in half in a way. Economically, 2 players are basically half broke. And what do you do in a situation like this? I imagine a buy, right, for Dignitas. I think that's the answer here. Try to mitigate the current upswing for the Flames. Try to get those ops out and try to deny them as best you can.
Yeah, those do sound like the right solution there as well for them. But I mean, only 3 of them can really buy. There's that slight issue for them as of right now. I mean, they can, yeah, sure, they can go for a few more pistols. That we know the pistols already. We know Dignitas, they're good on those.
Yeah.
Isn't going to be an issue for them, but... Well, I mean, do they want to try and risk it for the short term, or just play a bit more safe? I mean, they could go for another half buy here. A scout or 2, maybe an M4, or just 2 of those as well, considering Lekra holds like they got a bit of money. Sure, they can go for those at the lost bonus while it is racking up, so if they lose the rifles, it doesn't matter too much.
I'm thinking...
Where on the risk-reward factor do you think they want to just go?
I'm thinking you're actually in the right here. Go for that half buy. Let's say get a scout out, sure. Get Holzerg that scout. Get a few deagles out, maybe get an MP9 out, you know, it's not as expensive, and you can maybe get a few mini Kevlars, try to play a little bit aggressively, get into potentially that lobby push, you know, try to surprise your opponent. I think one of the things that Dignitas will have to improve upon is their surprise factor. Something that I mentioned, Flames did very well on their own approach of the CT side. They've read Dignitas, they were able to basically take that outside control many a times. We even saw that lobby push with the CZs and the Deagles, something that really took Dignitas by surprise, and I think it's time for Dignitas to return the favor. And whilst it might not be the best tactic for the occasion, with the current result difference, or with the current difference in the numbers, Dignitas need to pick up the slack somehow, and I think this is the best potential, well, this is the best way to potentially do so.
Yeah.
So clearly they're losing straight duels, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. But, I mean, how much is that really going to matter if you want to play as a team? But do we know they can play as a team well enough right now? I mean, there are a lot of questions here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, the other question that we kind of can post is, how much is this current situation for the Flames going to affect them? Having to replace one of the players, as we said, personal issues that I hope, will be okay from, and that everything will be fine. How much will this play a part in their success? I would say, you know, with potentially the coach coming into play, maybe somebody else as a stand-in. I'm not sure. We'll see the decision, what decision will be made in that department. But as soon as we have more information, of course, we'll pass on to you guys, the viewers, immediately, and girls and boys. I'm still thinking here, since the Flames are now on the T side, I think it's actually, in terms of what happened, best case scenario, because on the T side is where they can abuse those quick plays. They can put a few players up in front, and they can actually play their quick game and kind of mitigate the fact that they don't have all 5, right? That's what I'm thinking right now. That's how I'm thinking right now, is that the T side, if it is to happen that you have to switch a player out, is the best side to do so.
Yeah. However, I will real quick as well correct you on one of the things. It is, I mean, Copenhagen Flames, as of this point, I don't believe they actually have a coach, because, I mean, they had Pita, but now he's on the opposition side. He's on Dignitas.
True.
So, yeah.
True. Well,
they'll have to find someone else to... they'll have to find someone else to potentially take over, but we're going to try and get the news to you as soon as we get them as well. So, it'll take us a minute or two to figure out exactly, again, what is happening, but as things are right now, this break is going to be lasting for a few more minutes at least. It's going to take a while.
Well, it's going to take about as much as a round takes to finish this break, apparently. So we'll take another minute or two of your time here with our lovely faces on the screen. Whilst we have your attention, though, we can definitely point out that this has been a fantastic tournament so far. We are in the semis. The knockout series number 4 continues on. After this match, we have a great game coming on that will be, I think, a bit more bombastic. It's Ecstatic versus Mouse NXT. Mouse NXT, I wouldn't say the underdog per se, definitely the underdog in numbers, but overall they've been in very good form. And an even better, thing to say is that it's going to be Retro Neo Kai casting it. So I hope you guys will be enjoying it even more. But I got to say that I feel like if the Flames win here, Now, 2-0 or not, if it's 2-0, they're going to have a 6-0 map score, which is really good considering everything, since they were invited in the round of 16. They have a higher chance of winning the grand finals than Dignitas do. That's what I'm convinced in right now. At least in terms of performance that we've seen so far, it seems like the Flames are in a better form.
Honestly, I kind of do agree with that, but... So, I guess those are some of the things we'll have to keep in mind. Is it going to be Dignitas the more of an X factor as a team, or the more consistent Copenhagen Flames? A lot of questions. We are going to have to find the answer in the game itself, but that'll be a minute or two again. There's just a little bit until we get into it, so just break, go get yourself some water, stay hydrated.
Yeah, get some water, guys. Get some food on. You know, get some chips if you have any.
Some popcorn.
Get some popcorn as well. It's definitely going to be popping off fast here. I'm actually eager to see who's going to be the replacement here for the Copenhagen Flames team. I am thinking it's Dwarborg, although he's, you know, he's I think the manager, isn't he? As far as I'm aware. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's a player that we don't know yet. And the game should continue. Oh no, it's Kronov. Okay, it's gonna be Krono instead of Huxi. As we said, Huxi personal issues. Hopefully he will be okay, and we wish him all the best. I hope he is gonna be fine. That's it. And it is Krono that's gonna be joining the fray here. A player that I am actually not familiar with nor recognize. So better than, I guess, somebody that doesn't play, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, man. This could affect. I don't know. This could affect the team quite heavily. But again, I said that I believe that because it is the T side for the Flames, you know, they can send Chrono forward. He can be the info gatherer, and then the rest can just refrag and just, you know, play to their wits' end.
Yeah, I mean, then there's also the trade-off with, I mean, Huxi, him being the in-game leader and all, him having to take the step back kind of puts a bit of pressure on the rest of the team, like, even if they're doing okay right now.
Yeah.
For them to continue from this is going to be at least somewhat challenging, yes, but maybe it allows them to play a bit more loose in their playstyle and how they want to do it. Those are, like, again, those are a lot of things we'll have to find. Like you said, you mentioned, they couldn't just send him back, or send him as an info gatherer scouts, but that's one of the things we're going to have to find out on the server, which we're going to right now to continue. Map number 2, Nuke, in round number 20.
Let's see where it takes us, folks, as we're about to continue, as you say. And the Malta Vibes Knockout Series
Number 4 will presented to you by Visit Malta in the semi-finals now, opening up round number 20. Here's Kronov instead of Huxi, and we are going to be continuing on as... okay. Halzerk seems to have had a good break for himself. Zyphon gets caught. Oh, this gap is going to punish Flames. No, it's not. He's not going to take the shot. Fair enough. There's already going to be a man advantage for Dignitas to open up this gun round. And they did go for a full buy. We talked about how a half buy might not be a bad idea, but I think the decision came, okay, they're switching out a player, let's go full buy. Screw it. Get the op out, let's get the damage in, and that's exactly what they do.
A little bit of a lucky start there for Holzerg, but either way, it's a start they can be somewhat happy with. But now, they gotta try and take care of Lekro next, and they have an idea where he might be. So, what is going to be the next thing for them? Get it in from Zcon, in from single, they go, and out towards the B side where the CTs, they've got 2 men here. They've got Heap, they've got Lekro who can try and support him. A lot of this does come down to timing here. And for the Flames, the attack is going to be coming through any second now, but they've got Jabby still on the A site as well. Essentially looking for these rotates, which aren't happening as of yet. But a lot of it, like I said, it comes down to timing, but in they go down towards the B side. Jabby's down, so it's now on to the 3 players here. Lekro is looking up the ladder, but here comes Heap. You could put this T side in a whole lot of trouble, and he's got to do that exact same thing now as Nikodos in the 1 versus 4. Has the place to find it, but not too many chances to do so. Behind the silo, and up next is got to be Heap to close out the round as well. 3K for him. Will end it, and a fantastic round from Dignitas overall. A risk that will be rewarded.
A risk rewarded indeed. And they made the right choice, as we talked about it. You know, if it were normal circumstances, I dare say they might not have gone for the full investment, but they make it work. Xiphon gets caught early on, Halzerk on point, and then basically just the ball keeps on rolling in the favor for Dignitas, 11-9, as we have a full eco for the Flames. Chrono, maybe Kronos, you know, the son of, well, not the Titan, or not the son, but the Titan in the Greek mythology. Perhaps he is the Titan here to be as well. We'll see how well he can step into the shoes of Huxi, but you mentioned it perfectly, or you did kind of point it out perfectly. Without Huxi, this might just be a big problem for the Flames. He, after all, is an instrumental part of this team, and has been very impactful as well throughout the entirety of the series so far. Lekro with a flash, making sure that nobody can cross on over without him knowing.
Starting things off, there's one of theirs too. It's the pistols on the T side for Copenhagen Flames, and see, it doesn't start too well, but one or two shots can quickly turn the tides if they are going to get that chance to do so. Outside is going to be taken. There's Xiphon. Has got one, but that's all they're getting here. So only one round, or only one kill and one round, the difference as well here. Entering round of 22, if you want to get yourself some skins, this is the best way to do so, probably. It'll take a minute or two of your time. In Hellcase, they've got you covered with a whole bunch of different skins. All lore, stickers as well. Click the banner in the description of this stream and enter. Might win yourself some skins. They're all beautiful. See what you might get there.
There's another thing that we kind of didn't mention, but I feel like we should. The fact that Huxi, you know, the IGL, who's going to take over his role now? Who's going to be the one calling? Is it Roy? Is it potentially Nikodos? Because this could create a few issues, and already we start off the round again here with the gun round not looking too good, not too bright for the Flames as they lose two players. The third falls as well, and it might be a clean one for Dignitas as Halzerk. They're on towards CT, looking to protect the cross. Nikodos, meanwhile, 1v4. The man of the hour. He's got an amazing opportunity to try and deal some damage to the economy of Dignitas, albeit these are being hunted from multiple angles. It's going to be very hard seeing how he gets more than one or two frags. The lead gamer that he is. Yeah, not even the one.
No, unfortunately, no. But what we do know is that we've got a tied game now. Dignitas, they have brought it back. It's been a few rounds for Chrono to get settled in, but like you mentioned as well, the big issue is that who's got to step in as the caller. It probably would be Roy or Nikodos. I mean, Roy, he's got the experience on this team as well. In a way, it would make sense from the outsider perspective, but we don't really know exactly what's happening in the roster itself. So all we're doing is speculating, but things are going to be going through now. T side up with the pistols. Yeah, it seems like this is going to be another one of those rounds like we had just 2 rounds ago. Forrest might go down if that's about it. Apparently not even. So 12 to Dignitas. The lead is there now, gifted. And we enter number 24. So now, okay, the odds, they are starting to more or less go down. And slim it down as well. And the code as well for Pinnacle when you do sign up is Malta21. Get a 100% deposit bonus up to €100. So put in €10, you get a 10. Or you get 10 from them. You put in 100, you get 100. As simple as that. But so let's see what the next round does hold. Is the rifles for the T side. No AWP afforded for them, unfortunately. So Nikodos might be at a bit of a disadvantage here, considering Halzerk has taken a better of them a few times already.
Ooh, Lekro in trouble. Lekro in trouble.
And it is trouble. Barberg as well does bring it back again now. And here's the next one. Good stuff, Crow out towards A. But that's the T side now getting control of the A bomb set itself. Here's the next one, though. Heap recovers.
I think they have to try this.
The CT side, plenty of util as well.
I think they should try this. They've got the op coming out through main, and if Halzerk is able to tag on to at least one of the players, one of them being Kronov, there's a chance that then obviously Heap can jump down on the head of one of the two players that is on site. Although he does tag Kronov, nobody is yet dead. And unfortunately, Zyphon is the one to deliver the shot itself, as Halzerk is now left alone. And I hope that he will realize that this is a futile effort, as he will be tagged out by Zyphon. It is going to be 12-12. The Flames bring it back, at least for one. Money-wise, though, no issues for Dignitas. They've got 12k on 3 players, at least had, and they'll have more than enough to rebuy, reinvest, and still have something left over. Now, to anybody that has just tuned in to our semi-finals here at the Malta Vibes Knockout Series number 4, we had a bit of a prolonged technical break, medical break, if you wish to call it. So Hooksy has unfortunately had to step out as, well, hopefully everything will be okay and he will quickly recover. Meanwhile, we have Chrono now instead of him stepping into the game. And we can already see him taking a bit of a fight towards ramp. Meanwhile, 2 players focusing on the outside control. Lekro the one to try and challenge this. Meanwhile, Halzerk waiting in heaven with the op.
Yeah, watch out for the smoke fade. The timing is as tough as Halzerk does come around. One man now removed as Copenhagen Flames. They're split towards A. It's got to be ruined, at least for a few seconds. Up next, they spot the op as well outside, and here comes the attack towards A. They look for the entries, and Jabby delivers. And up next is going to be Dignitas. Still gets another one. Out of the east side, we've got a 2-on-3. Got 3-on-2, suddenly down to just 1 as Heap. He's the man who could. And look at the silent drop this big.
Lovely.
Not ready for it. Chrono's dead. And now it's Dignitas as well. Next up as Heap. Clock round saves his team. And all because of a bit of KZ just sliding down at no noise made. They had no clue.
That silent drop made it happen. And it gave the chance to Heap to duel against Kronov, and then obviously Nikodos being wide open in main, not expecting that as well. The op in his hands can't react that quickly. 13-12, Dignitas finds success in the most unlikely of scenarios and force the Flames onto a potential final bye before they get up to 15 already. This is going to be one of those. It's all or nothing, and the Flames had such a good start to begin with, only to bounce back by the hand of Heap. And this is how Dignitas were able to pull away a victory from underneath Indeiraya yesterday by Heap's hand. Can they do it again once more? We're about to find out. Zyphon, again, playing the same angle as before. I did want to say that he played a little bit too aggressively for my taste. You know, certainly could have been a bit careful in the previous approach of the round itself. And how as seeing the op could have challenged that heaven position, but now this time waiting patiently, finding Lekro to begin with. All of a sudden, the Flames, again, with the entry secured. Their stats certainly support their position at 80% almost chance of winning the round after getting an entry.
In they go, though. Chrono will trade and look for the next one as well as Forrest. He's up next, and they've got the off as well here, but look at them go. They find the timings, the gaps in there, and Heap again asked to deliver. A 1-on-3 back-to-back. This is a real big ask for the man, even if he is having a good game so far. He has to read Zyphon's position first of all.
Man, I really think that the Flames should focus on putting Chrono up front. As I said earlier, you know, let him be the face of the team when they start entering a site. Even if he falls immediately, he can give information to the rest of his teammates, and the refrags can come in as quickly as that. And we just saw that right now. And he, not only that, he was able to get himself a frag beyond that. So far, he's doing a good job, considering he is stepping into the shoes of not only an excellent player in his own regard or in his own right, but also an IGL whose, you know, duty is not to just lead the team, but keep them in high spirits. The odds are a little bit in favor of the Flames, but it's not that big of a difference. This seems to be quite on point when it comes down to the position they're in. Meanwhile, a rebuy for the Dignitas side. And there's one issue I have with this. Well, one issue. It's not an issue, but it's more like a observation. No money left in the bank. Lose this round, and you could potentially give the Flames 15 instead of yourselves. We start off round number 27, going the distance already.
Guys, again, outside smokes, and so far, all the bullets missing their marks, but not that one. The slightest gap with the smoke fades. Nikodos caught. Now with that T-side, we'll see what they would take this one again. The bomb is down towards the secret stairs, but 2 players still towards lobby as well for the Flames. So it is now for them to try and come back and figure out the right way to attack what more or less seems like the A site at this point. Even if you are here to try to lock down the rotates from Squeaky towards the vent or towards the vents, but that only works if you make enough ruckus or enough ruckus on the B site here. So we'll have to find out if they're able to do that. One smoke is down of a good spray as well. In return, a bit damage done. It's Jabby and Chrono, 40 seconds.
They're gonna go back up
at this point. Come up the vents or go down the vents. You got to decide where you want to go.
Or this is... They're still taking such a long time. I think they're going to go back up vents. Yeah, they're going to go back up vents. That makes sense. They're already out Squeaky. It makes their life a lot easier, and the approach on A might be a little bit tighter to go through, but still a higher chance of success if you're able to get the first player behind side. That's going to be Forrest, and he does drop in main. Excuse me, in Hut. It's going to be Freiburg with the auto shotgun. Lekro, meanwhile, with a double and a triple as Lekro delivers. Dignitas has saved a world of trouble and saved from a lot of headache moving forward. Well, you guys might save a lot of money as well if you use the Malta 21 code at teb.gg/bet100. Put $100 or excuse me, euros on the table, and Pinnacle will return that favor with another 100. In any case, 14-13. Let's see what the plan here is for the Flames. They will go for a full buy, no choice. 3 Deagles, 2 AKs, and last hope to find success in this second map.
Yeah, this one again. For the Thieves had all their money invested into this, so have to find out what is happening here and what is the crack in the defenses here. They've got the entries towards A, yes. Jabby and, well, everyone especially have it, are really good at getting those, so there's definite chance for those, and look at that as well, threading the needle. Lekro's head now removed. Good damage, good grenade as well. Zyphon down to 34, both rifles now low. Pistols.
Oh, he spots Halls as well.
Tough, but Zyphon still being just an absolute menace, an annoying rat here to take care of outside. And look at the freedom that has given them. And Ace as well here. Ace has to chase him down. The time is
oh,
so low. Here he
fails
comes.
the jump.
He struggles.
There's enough time. There's enough time.
No.
Forrest has it. Nikodos fails the jump. No, no. Oh, I thought there was enough time. Nikodos failing that jump. It looked like Forrest might have grabbed it. I didn't hear the perfect tick of that sound, but
it's
at the end,
close.
So close, yeah. Less than a second, I would dare say. And they know what's here and what's happening. And Kronos just runs forward, gets killed. And, well, they do bait him. Unfortunately, not good enough.
Yeah, T-side. The next part of the has to be something involving elsewhere on the map than A. They've lost that rifle. I believe it has been collected at this point as well here for the CTs. There it is. Life in entries. T-side. Oh, they gotta try and give them any more than that, because he takes one at least. There's that trade as well.
This is a good angle for Freiburg. And the Flames, they are Bond jumps in. Forrest, no, he has no response, no reaction. Will fall. A 3v2 all of a sudden. This retake is so important for Dignitas. It's all or nothing. They've put everything into this one. No defuse kit means time is against them as well. Freiburg with the deagle needs to hit this headshot immediately. He will be spotted. Zyphon is ready. And Holzakordi realizing, oh no. Oh no, no, no. That's what he's realizing. No defuse kit, no smoke. No tactical position to work from. That is 15-14, and Copenhagen Flames are making it happen. They put Kronos red, yes, but still get it at the end.
Is out. No other way around it. So we're going to find out right now as the next round. Round number 30 of Nuke begins. Copenhagen Flames, they won map number 1. And now they're going to try and win map number 2 as well. They're going to try and seal the deal for Hooksy as well. And it all depends on this one round.
Yeah, we see the faces of the players being quite focused, and here comes another A play, and this is a commitment to A. Yes, indeed it is. Forrest with a double, but is it enough? No! The answer is a big fat no! It's a 3v2 all of a sudden. Heap and Lekro, they've got a smoke, a molly, a flash, and 2 deagles. Kevlars, yes, a kid dropped outside of main, so time can still be saved. But will the round be saved? That's a whole different storyline right now, and Heap, he's not even in heaven. Lekro's not even close to main yet. Copenhagen have done it with Kronov. That's going to be amazing. The fact that they have to have a stand-in instead of their IGL even. It is the worst team, but they still make it happen. And there goes Yabi. Heap will fall. Lekra as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Copenhagen Flames. And the happiness of the players is noticeable as they are going to be excited about this, obviously. And who wouldn't be? Zyphon right here, I believe we see on the camera, is very happy with how it's going down. And I love this reaction. Roy seems to be quite stoic, but, you know, happiness is... state of mind. There we go, Yabi.
There you go.
There we go. Clap, clap. Oh, boy.